This is our last lesson, and our topic is sci-fi today. And most of you are probably glad to be finished with sci-fi, which is one of the topics of the lesson. We don't seem to have much use for science fiction in the 21st century. We like having iPods and iPads and iPhones and all those things, but for the most part, we tend to be kind of bored with science, and that tends to make us kind of bored with science fiction in a lot of respects. Examples, shouldn't the aliens have invaded already? We've seen so many movies about aliens invading Earth, but it's never happened. Shouldn't we be exploring other planets? We sort of are with unmanned land rovers, but that's kind of boring. Shouldn't we have figured out how to travel through time by now? Some people say it's never going to happen. Other people say there's hope for it. Meanwhile, we're smashing atoms and possibly creating particles that could burn holes through the world and whatnot and create antimatter and destroy us all, which is kind of exciting, but most people don't really care about that kind of thing. And that's one of the reasons why interest seems to wane quite a bit for this half of the class. For horror, everybody seems to be really into it. Sci-fi, people tend not to be into it so much. So the film we're going to watch for this lesson is from 2005. It was a flop, as a lot of sci-fi films are. Obviously, Avatar accepted because of the fact that that was science fiction, but it managed to pack in a whole lot of gimmicks, and it was really just a reworked version of Dancing with Wolves anyway. So Serenity, the film we're going to watch, directed by Joss Whedon, and this was based on his TV series Firefly, which a few very devoted people watched the 14 episodes that were made. But like a lot of science fiction TV series, and it's the same problem with science fiction films, they're very expensive to make. So if you are a network that has a sci-fi series being made, you probably want to get it canceled as quickly as possible, because that way you won't have to foot the bill for all 21 or 22 episodes. And that's what happened with Firefly. They scuttled the ship and told Joss they would make it up to him by letting him make a film. Because the TV series ended early, they weren't able to resolve a lot of things. So this film resolves those. A lot of the issues that the show didn't actually get to, it actually managed to. So the history, character development, relationships, etc., those get to be taken to fruition. And ultimately it leaves the series on a proper note, because there aren't likely to be any sequels to the film, and obviously the TV show is very much gone. But it kind of lives on as kind of a cult enterprise today for a lot of people. So this is a sci-fi Western hybrid, similar to Star Wars in a few respects, with the main exception of the fact that this actually deals with science fiction quite a bit, as opposed to Star Wars, which it does not. Its main issues and its main topics of the film, in fact, the plot revolves around sci-fi issues, even though it also has some Western elements and also some samurai elements as well. In a way, kind of put there almost as a joke, but this is almost like a thinking man's version of Star Wars in a lot of respects.